I got some dirty shit to pick up at the dry cleaner. I got a tidy bitch to pick up, I got love Selena. Shawty hop up in the whip, but I ain't never seen her. Shawty love the way I whip it in a two-seater.
Welcome to the Problematic Posse. I'm Jordan, a member of the Problematic Posse. This is another installment of our Problematic Panel series where us, the members of the Problematic Posse, just talk about whatever, video games, anime, just whatever comes to mind. Today we will be discussing the end of Attack on Titan. We will be discussing the newest chapters of One Piece, the newest My Hero Academia chapter, and there will be a segment where Grant and E pit themselves against each other for the ultimate prize, which is nothing. But before we start, I'm gonna let those guys introduce themselves. Grant, well,
what's up, people? I'm ready to put Isayama in a pack. Let's go, people.
And join us today, we have a contributor, a friend of the Problematic Posse. We have E. What's up, E?
What's going on, y'all? I'm E. I'm a friend of the brand. Excuse me. I'm a One Piece stan. I'm not gonna do no more rhyming though.
And we just got a follow from Control Savage. We appreciate that follow. Thank you for tuning in to the stream. Throughout, you will hear us talking to the chat. If the chat has questions about what we're talking about the chapter, or if the chat has like feedback, we'll be reading that stuff out live. So if you're just confused by where we're getting outside information from, that's where we're getting it from. So, like I said, we will start first by talking about chapter 139 of Attack on Titan. The series has been running for approximately 8 years. It's probably one of the more iconic modern animes. Like, for many was the forerunner, like the anime. It was like a lot of people talk about not even just the best modern anime. This might be the best thing ever. That's the conversation it was putting itself in, leading up to chapter 139. So, but the chapter has been met with mostly negative feedback. Almost no one has said this is a good ending. So let's talk about what were the grievances made with this chapter. So I even got the chapter pulled up right here. So it's
who going first? E, you going first?
I mean, bro, you said you was gonna put Isayama in the pack. I definitely just would like to hear what you have to say.
Okay, first of all, let me just go ahead and start off saying what I did like about the chapter. Okay. I like the way he wrapped the Levi arc and things like that. Like, I feel like he got pretty much his perfect ending. That's pretty much the only good thing I can say about the chapter. The bad about the chapter. First of all, I don't get why this whole, when Eren was playing that shit to Armin, he was talking about, oh, I wanted y'all to be heroes. I'm like, what was the whole point of this? Because throughout the whole freaking series, we hear him talking about, you know what, man, I gotta destroy the world so that, hey man, they don't come back and wipe us off the map or anything like that. But now, like, when you get to the end, it's like, OMG, it's 20%. It's 20% of humanity left, and we ain't got no Titans, and our technology underdeveloped, so we gonna get backed up. And the thing is, your plan failed because you want Armin and Mikasa to look like heroes, and you still getting ready to go to war. Like, that doesn't make sense.
So let's start with that point right there. So in this chapter, in the beginning of the chapter, is Armin and Eren, they're having a candid conversation where, like Grant said, Armin says, so you did all of this to make us look like the heroes. Say, yep, that's right. The entire time, I only wanted to make you guys look like the heroes. I did not actually want to eliminate all of humanity that's not the Eldians. It was all to make y'all look great so that y'all could be the leaders of the new world and there'll be peace. I just want to say, that is absolute stupidity on Eren's part. That shit. I talked to multiple people. They said, "What if Eren is doing all of this to make everybody band together against a common threat in order to save the world, and then everybody's best friends after that. I said, Attack on Titan is a little too true to human nature. There's too often that they remind us that, hey, these are real. These are real people, and they're not going to just fall in line behind fairy tale endings like that. And sure enough, here we are. After Eren has wiped out damn near the entire world, and the rest of the world, he's thinking like, they're gonna say y'all here for beating me. No, they're gonna think like, these guys are monsters. We got to kill the rest of them before this happens again. Like, I don't like. He knew, like Eren knew. He said it over and over again. It's kill or be killed. It'll never be. We can be together. It's just going to be an endless cycle of hating each other unless one side is gone. I'm not advocating genocide, but I will say,
I'm not saying he should have killed everybody.
But I will say the idea he had was definitely not smart, because now, like Grant pointed out, they're in the same situation as before, except okay, they got less people to fight, but now they have less powers on their side. They
you ain't got no Titans, and your technology is still underdeveloped. So you basically did all this. I ain't gonna say for nothing, but for nothing.
Yeah. So Mr. T in the chat said Eren is drunk. He said he's not Lee Louch. He thinks them niggas gonna thank him. No, they're not gonna thank him. And I told somebody that. They said, you think he's gonna do this? I said no, because realistically, the world isn't wired like that. If the world sees a threat, they're gonna always see those people as a threat. That's why most of the people in Marley had never seen a Titan, and yet they believed that the Eldians could become a Titan whenever, and they mistreated them accordingly. Did he really think that just by telling them, all right, y'all, we can't turn the Titans no more?
Oh my!
People gonna believe that? Like,
well, I think along the way, through all the twists and turns, and season 2, episode 6, and all the great stuff, and all the Levi, very good animation moments, we forgot something crucial. Attack on Titan is still a shonen. It's not a seinen. It's a shonen show. Attack on Titan qualifies for Jump Force. And as somebody that is still trying to figure out if there's still an Attack on Titan like super fan, as I have been, I've used it to like get people into anime so much.
Same.
Like, I think actually seeing the ending for myself, because when I read the spoilers, I was heated. And I actually read it for myself, and now I'm mad. Because, I went from heated to mad. I'm not as angry as I was before, because people were leaving out the fact that Eren was still shooting 80% from the field. And if we talk about, anybody in the NBA shooting 80% from the field, they're having a legendary night.
That's true.
That's basically Zach LaVine right now.
Yeah, facts.
So putting up 80% as a bucket, that's pretty close. C's get degrees. That's a B on a 10-point scale.
That's definitely a B. That's a solid B these days. I'm on most courses.
The plan is awful. But what is it? What is a shonen protagonist for somebody that comes up with awful plans, or just does,
or like a real unrealistic fairy tale fans? Like, I want to be friends with everybody, so I'm gonna treat everybody as if they're my best friend. Like, that works in shonen, but like up to this point though, that's why I said this Attack on Titan has done a good job of trying to portray real human emotion and be realistic as in terms of how people respond. Like the whole cycle of hate between the Marlians and the Eldians, that was real. Like that hate and prejudice was real. And so Eren thought, like, if I just do the same thing that happened to the Marlians centuries ago, that there won't be a problem going forward. And that's
that's not how that works.
No, it doesn't. So Grant,
that's not how that works.
A lot of people said that get out your seats and turn your TVs up. I have zero clue what Jesse's saying. But anyway, going back to what Mr. T in the chat says, he said Isayama fuck it. He said fuck it, man. So
He basically, my bad.
somebody pointed out they think that maybe this was not the true ending, and this is not what he had in store, and that's why it feels so rushed. Like it feels like we got like a word vomit of like information that last chapter. It just does like it goes so much against where it seemed the show was going. And I like a lot of people say, "Oh yeah, I don't like the ending because it didn't do what you wanted it to do." I didn't care if Aaron was stopped. I didn't care if Aaron went all the way through with it. I just wanted it written well, and this just seemed like a person who had like, okay, there's one chapter left. I got like 10 things I gotta address. I only got time to address 8. I'm gonna just do the best thing I can. Grant, what do you think about that? Does this ending feel as if though this was Isayama's plan all along? Or do you feel like somebody might have told him upstairs, like, hey, remember, we're shonen. You can't end by killing everybody on the planet. You can't do that. What do you think?
Absolutely fucking not. And here's why. Because first of all, we look through all of Attack on Titan. It is, in terms of mainstream anime, it is easily the gloomiest series on the planet. Like not on the planet, but in terms of like mainstream manga anime, is easily the most grim one on the planet. The thing about it is that, first of all, through history, through the series, we have seen pretty much face them, like all the soldiers, the characters face like these ridiculous obstacles. Like, for instance, imagine they had to worry about the Titans flooding. First of all, in the beginning of the series, the Titans flooding the city. Second of all, Berto and Rainer, who looked invincible in the beginning. Third season, you got to worry about Zeke, who wiped out damn near the whole fucking Survey Corps. And the only person that could stop him was Levi. There's been so much gloom and doom in the series. There's no way I think like, hey man, I did not expect this come. I'm gonna keep real with you. Because the thing is, what I thought was gonna happen in the end is that, yeah, Aaron may win, Aaron may lose. I didn't really care about the outcome like that. It was always, my thing was how it was gonna be done and the circumstances around it. The way it ended, with all these people alive, and the fact that Aaron basically ain't never really showed no romantic feelings for Mikasa the whole series, and all of a sudden he gonna break down crying and stuff like that. Okay, let me phrase that. Okay, he showed that he's cared for Mikasa, but at the same time, I feel like what he did, the crying that he did in this chapter in the dialogue, it was just very cringeworthy, and that's just like, hey man, really?
Yeah, it seemed like something out of a fanfic to see Aaron act like that toward Mikasa, because he kind of ain't never really act like that towards anybody in the time. Even like they was hinted like he like Historia. He wasn't acting like that toward Historia. Yeah. It seemed like he loved. But Mr. T, we're gonna get Sam. What's up, Sam? Glad you tuning in. But Mr. T asked, did y'all understand the Ymir twist? I'm assuming you're referring to like Ymir,
the Stockholm syndrome.
That was gross.
Ymir was actually like in love with Fitz, and like,
no, any storyline with a slave being in love with their master is trash. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shorty that's playing Spectrum now, apparently, like, she got big because she was on Hamilton. I found out on Hamilton she fell in love with her master. And people expect me to want to watch Hamilton. It's not happening.
No.
It's not happening, man.
No.
And so Attack on Titan, she was being ignored and abused by King Fritz and used. And then at the end of it all, was made to be eaten by her own children. But she was in love with him? Like, that's how she ended up.
And like, it made sense why she would have this deep resentment towards the world. That's why when Aaron says, hey, I want to burn everything down, it makes sense why she chose him over Zeke. But now
Yeah.
we fast forward and it's like she chose Mikasa. I don't know why. Nobody knows why
Nobody knows why.
because it's young pulled that shit out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Because it just, I guess it was like, oh, Mikasa loved Eren, and you know, she can relate to that. Maybe I don't know what he was trying to get at with that, but it doesn't really make sense to me because, like I said, even then, like I said this like 3 or 4 chapters ago, where I noticed like, wait, why did Ymir decide to help Zeke and Armin out to get free from like that realm where all the aliens can speak to each other? Why did she all of a sudden she was like, you know what? I'm gonna help y'all. Like, what made her change
sides?
Yeah, like what made her switch sides after agreeing that like I agree with Eren, and this is what I've always wanted. I've been wanting someone to see me and feel my pain and want do the same thing I want. And now all of a sudden, even not just Eren, so Eren, it was shown all along, but he's trying to make us believe that Eren was bluffing, and all this long he didn't actually care about killing everybody. But why did Ymir, a being who's existed for centuries, seemingly change her mind on a whim? It just don't make sense.
No, it don't.
Disasters, we appreciate that follow. Welcome to the posse, one of us.
The
Well, you got something to add on to that, Grant?
No, because I was gonna say it was. I mean, it's still related to the ending, but it wasn't related to what you said to an extent.
So hold that
Right.
thought. So Sam says to be fair, with 80% of the world gone, everyone else has primitive technology, so at least the field is even when it comes to battle now. Yeah, it's even.
It can't.
I'd say it's even. It depends because it said 20% of humanity is left. It depends what those numbers are looking like compared to Paradise Island. But at the same time, Paradise had the advantage before the rumbling. Because if Aaron's like, I'm going to be the leader, I'm going to lead the strike on the world. Like Aaron showed it, like as the leader of the Paradise, I have the upper hand. So if Aaron's goal was to go to war in the end and wipe out all of the other countries in defense of the Eldians, why not just finish the rumbling to begin with? If your goal is to make the Eldians more powerful than the rest of the world, why not just finish it with the rumbling? And if you wanted Mikasa and them to be the saviors and ambassadors, it don't make sense because they were already acting as ambassadors before the rumbling. But now they got to tell people, y'all, we ain't all that bad. Ain't y'all the people that killed 80% of the population? I said we ain't all bad. Like, their job is even harder now.
It doesn't make sense in that regard because absolutely, just finish the job, which is what everybody thought he was either gonna do or die trying, and then he ended up die trying, and it's like, but not that way. Like, not with that being your end goal for that. And there's a bunch of loopholes towards the end. Yeah, you know. Her deciding to swap sides, it didn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I had to actually go back and reread because I missed her even saying anything to Mikasa because I thought it was weird as hell when she just kind of showed up at the end. Like she showed up after Mikasa cut off Eren's head, and it was kind of like, where did that come from?
Maybe I need to go back and reread myself because I don't recall her saying anything in Mikasa.
Yeah.
So she didn't.
I still couldn't find it.
Okay. I thought you said you did find something. I was like, I don't
remember. But Eren said something like that to Armin, I think in their conversation that she had said something to Mikasa, and that was it. There's something that Mikasa knows. Which
kind of goes back to like this ending seems rushed, which I don't understand why any manga or anime ends up rushed, especially when it's as successful as Attack on Titan. If he needed 3 more months to flesh it out, why not give him those 3 more months to flesh it out? Because apparently there was something. It was supposed to be an interaction between Mikasa and her, and it just didn't happen. He didn't have time to literally write it in to the story.
That's something else, man.
Yeah, Ymir, like Mr. T said, Ymir did not speak at all, and that's so weird. Why he's saying that? Like, so Eren chose Mikasa. How does he know that?
How does he know that?
How does he know that?
When was that communicated to him?
Like, I don't see the relationship between the two. It makes zero sense.
And then didn't that conversation occur before Armin even got there to fight him?
Yes.
So then that would mean that before, like in the middle of the fight, Eren knew that Ymir had switched sides.
It's all bad, man. It's just like we
Yeah.
try like Grant. So like this is just so bad. Why in the world did she choose to do that? I encountered her in the past and understand what she was feeling. It's hard to believe, but the founder Ymir was in love with Carl Fritz.
It's just gross, man.
Yeah, that's the true reason that Ymir's restriction has persisted for the last 2000. I couldn't look any deeper into the founder Ymir's heart, but I know for certain she was in pain, wishing for freedom. She waited for 2,000 years, hoping that someone would free her from the pain of her love. And finally, she arrived, and that person was Mikasa. So I'm guessing he's saying that, like, by Mikasa killing him, she killed Ymir, which ultimately freed her from bondage. But at the same time, that didn't need to be Mikasa. It could have literally been Eren. It could have literally been Eren.
It doesn't make sense. Like there's really not much you can say about that other than the fact it didn't make sense.
And like Mr. T said, she had that whole emotional moment where she broke down crying because Eren freed her from her chains. And just for it to matter, it didn't matter. And there's just so many things throughout this. Like, I feel like we saw a gross eradication of Eren's character. A lot of people saying, like, well, this is true to Eren. He always wanted to protect his friends and things of that nature. Yeah, I guess so. But it just, like I don't know. Like, even the original Eren, like you said, he's always like when he went to the that astral plane with Zeke, and he was talking to Zeke and said, "You see me killing people as a kid." I realized that I've always been like this. Something's always been wrong with me. Apparently, something has not always been wrong with him. Like, I don't know.
No, apparently he could just revert back to being season 1 Eren at the blink of an eye if Armin mentions Mikasa. But even then, he wasn't acting that outwardly about it. So, but it was very in character for him when he was younger, before he had that vision. Which apparently they said he had the vision at that one ceremony they were having. They confirmed that Armin confirms that, like, well, Eren confirms that, you know, in season 3, it was like season 3, episode 17 or 18, right after they got out of the basement and they were talking about it, that Eren had this moment where he just kind of like freaks out and goes, "Oh no, it can't be," or something like that, and everybody looks at him. Apparently, from then, Eren had seen the end and how everything was going to turn out.
But so it's also one thing we have something to talk about. Hold on a second. Dave just said, I guess she saw Mikasa kill Eren and moved on, so she related to that. Just for Mikasa to hang out with Eren's head for 2 years. LOL.
But the thing is the conversation. He said. So it still doesn't make sense though, because you know.
Also, Ms. T says the time travel is where the writing went off the rails. If we're being real, I'm gonna be honest with you. It did not make sense, but it was hard though.
Yes.
It turned out that like this all started because Eren picked his dad up off the ground, told him finish the job.
Finish the job.
That part of the manga is hands down my favorite moment. It had me jumping up, screaming. I was like, ain't no way. Like, you mean to tell me that his dad actually was not going to do it? Like, that was going to be the end of the story right there. And Eren himself meticulously planned for him to go back in time and tell his dad, "No, you have to do this." And I thought that was amazing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That was crazy. That was honestly like him and like that moment. And then that moment comes like right before the big moment. The first time we see him, you know, in that realm with Ymir, and he's calling out to all the Eldians, and he tells everybody, "Yeah, I'm gonna run this world over."
It's me, your boy.
Me. Y'all overseas, y'all heard about me. If you come from within the walls, you know about me. But if you haven't heard about me, you're gonna meet me very soon.
I'm on my way.
That chapter right there, man.
And like then like it's like the last panel is like the distorted picture of his face, and it's like, I will, like it's so incredible. Like the raw determination he has for like tearing down the world.
That boy was looking like pain.
I'm gonna tell you what, Aaron deserves an Oscar because he had
Yeah.
everybody fooled. That was an
And he had everybody fooled.
That was an Oscar-worthy performance. The raw emotion, the anger, the hatred he was spewing, just for it to turn out like, I didn't kind of mean all that. I wouldn't, I would and like even like I want to be free. Like, how does this line up with that? Like it just.
He was literally stepping on kids and talking about being free. And you mean to tell me, oh, well, actually, I didn't like stepping on kids a couple of chapters ago. It doesn't add up.
We appreciate that follow, Dave. So this is also interesting because we brought the time travel thing, and Grant's not back yet, but I do want to ask this question. Somebody mentioned this on Twitter, and I thought this might have been a great point. What if all along the personality that we were seeing from Eren, this homicidal, genocide type personality he took on, where he wanted to like kill everybody, and he was like, this is the only way to do it. There's no I'll kill any one of y'all if y'all trying to stop me. What if that was the Attack Titans or the Founding Titans memories influencing him? Kind of like how Armin fell in love with Annie because of Bertolt's memories, and he was like, she was like, why you like me? He was like, I guess I kind of always did, but we know that's not true though. We know the real reason why Armin was sitting in that room for about 2 years staring at Annie talking to a rock is because of Bertolt's memories, which is even with the memories, he shouldn't have been doing that. That was very weird. But what if
said that? Because that's actually great. Like, yeah, but yeah, like absolutely make this into an Immortal Hulk situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Immortal Hulk has that whole thing where, he's got all these different personalities of all these different versions of the Hulk that he's been.
Yep.
So, yeah, absolutely. I'm hoping that I would really have loved if that would have happened. But unfortunately, it didn't. Like, if that was ever put in the chapter, I'd have been with it.
Yeah, I feel like that'd have been an easier sale. Was like, yeah, my goal was to make, like, he said my goal was to do this. Like, I wanted to make y'all heroes. But the Attacker Titan and the Founding Titan, their personalities and their memories kind of influenced me and drove me to do this, like to go to these lengths. Like, that's what motivated me. That's what pushed me to go this far. Like, I didn't really want to take it this far, but I wasn't really myself once I gained all these memories of like the past, the future. Kind of like how I forgot the name of the guy who saves Eren's dad right before he's about to get like hit with the Titan juice.
Owl.
Yeah. And the owl. And like at one point he started talking about Mikasa and Armin, and Dad's like, who the hell is that? And he's like, I don't know who those people are. It's just showing you how like the Attacker Titan can influence their way of thinking. He's like, we gotta save Mikasa and Armin. So it's like when we realized really that was Eren at the time, like manifesting through the owl. Which I guess that brings up is anyone actually free, Mr. T? That's a very good question. The answer is no. We all have no free will.
That's what I think. That's what the entire story was supposed to be about. Is anybody ever free?
But like I said, the things that like a lot of people hate about the chapter, there was inconsistencies with Eren's character, his philosophy, the way he, the ideas and things he had going from the second half of beginning of the second half of this manga all the way towards the end. But also things like how it seemed like he had a relationship with Historia, and how they hinted it could be his baby, and then they kind of just like that just doesn't get resolved at all, like whatsoever. Yelena, who was like dead fast, dedicated to Zeke and Eren. We don't see her at all in the last chapter. We don't know what she's doing.
Gabby out here free.
She just roaming. She went untouched, I respected.
She and Levi done linked up. I don't know. For the life of me, I really don't understand that specifically. I'm not mad at Connie and John coming back from the dead. It feels like it's like very on the nose, tongue in cheek, and all that shit. But it also feels like, dang, he did all that to bring all y'all back from the dead and all this other stuff and set y'all up as heroes.
Yeah,
I'm still sold out to the rest of the world because y'all are coming back to paradise. as doggone negotiators when y'all was supposed to be, you know, paradise versus the world,
Yeah,
regardless.
because the thing is, and this is my major thing with like the whole ending was just like one of my gripes with it was like, hey man, why are so many of the main cast alive? Like I understand if some of them stay alive, but bruh, if Gene, okay, so I'm not
Well,
gonna say this to any I necessarily want it.
I'm gonna stop you there, Grant. The reason why so many of them are still alive because Aaron did not want to kill them. Like we find out at the end, Aaron never really wanted to kill them. That's why so many are alive. I thought to myself, like, there's no way they should run up on Aaron, the most powerful Titan ever, who can summon other Titans from the past generations, and at least half of them don't die.
But he killed Hange and Pixis, man.
Yeah. Oh man. Rest in peace, Pixis.
Rest in peace, Pixis, man. Pixis was a Titan on the doggone island before they left.
I'm gonna tell you what one of the funniest panels, and it was like a serious panel. It wasn't meant to be funny. Was they asked Pixis, "Is he all right?" They said, "Yeah, I'm good, but I drank too much." I thought that was just. He looked so sad after saying, "I drank too much." I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think like the shock and awe of it all.
So Dylan says maybe there'll be a follow-up series, which in that case it'll just be not about Titans. It'll just be a normal like
I'm telling you right now,
political.
They just going to war.
Yeah, political war and anime. But I don't want it. I don't want it. And Mr. T says she at least 3 more chapters, wrap it up. I agree. But also just another thing that like was so weird is how the gigantic worm thing that Rainer was wrestling. Where does it go? Where does it go?
I mean, we never got the giant whale monster that was in the season 2 opening. So I mean,
yeah, we never did get that. But like, let me just scroll. Like Rainer is fighting this thing, and it just disappears. It just ceases to exist.
Yeah, all those there.
Yeah, like where Rainer at? Yeah,
the
like,
same place all the rest of the Titans went.
But like, it wasn't a Titan though. That's the thing about like we don't know what it was, but it's like Aaron had control over it too because it was active.
I mean, Carcass is gone. Everything else is gone.
Yeah,
everything else that came with Aaron left, so that's where it went. Where everything else went in the smoke. I think, and I think that people that are saying, well, you all just hated it because it wasn't what you wanted it to do. It's okay to not like something because it didn't do what you wanted. And it's okay to not like something because you expected it. Even if you didn't know what you wanted, you expected it to be of a certain quality and it wasn't there. And I think that's what happened with a lot of people, which is why theories like the Warhammer Titan existed.
You know what's so crazy? Aaron got the Warhammer Titan, which is by far the coolest Titan. And we don't see him use this shit once.
Not at all.
Oh man,
and that's what made the Warhammer theory feel like all the more real, because it's like, ooh, he's never really used it, so it's because it was being set up for now. He knew all along he was going to need it, and so he got it back then when that might have been the real reason why he attacked the outside world in the first place, because he needed the Warhammer. That would have made that theory so much more cooler if it would have been true.
I want to get y'all thoughts on what was y'all favorite Attack on Titan moment. Let's close this topic out talking about your favorite moment.
Season 2, episode 6.
Remind us.
That's the colossal Titan, armored Titan reveal. That moment, man. I mean, honestly, in the manga, it like as a moment, it was crazy because it was kind of like Burner and Reiner. Excuse me. I'm about to say Reinhold from Overwatch, however his name is. But yeah, they kind of just pulled Aaron to the side and said, yeah, so we killed most of your friends, your family, and all of that because we wanted to get to you. And since we here on the outside wall, you might as well just slide with us real quick while they're not looking, so we don't have to kill them too. And that was kind of, and then like, the disbelief in Aaron's face. Mikasa already saw it from like a grip away and was like, took a step back and was waiting and was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but something about to pop off. And the moment that they actually emerged, the show did a really good job of like if you watch the reveal of the armor and the Colossal Titan, the show actually like flickers in a panel of the manga of their like forms while they're transforming. It's really like it's very quick, but it just flashes in. And I mean, and the music from that moment, I mean, the fight that comes right after, all of that. I think the voice acting for both the dub and the sub are solidified. So that's definitely like easily number one for me. And then a shout out to the time that he seals the hole in the wall with the boulder. That joint, that is a very, very emotional moment with some really great music.
I agree. Like that, I remember reading it because like I was binging it during like a Christmas break because I'm like going to read Attack on Titan, and it was already the good check of wait, there's an 8 Titan walking around talking.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah, that
like,
scene with the ape type was freaky too.
Yeah, like he just sits down, looks dead in that dead scout's face, and says, "What's up?"
Yeah, just starts talking. A Titan that talks with hair.
Because even Eren couldn't talk.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, he's not like Eren because even Eren can't talk. So it's like, what is this? And like, where's this show going?
And then when he grabbed like the omnidirectional gear off of the dude and then tossed him to the Titans, that first of all, that dude got eaten really gruesomely because he got chomped immediately after he got thrown because his leg got hurt. But he took the Omni gear off of the guy and was looking at it and was like, "Oh, is this how they figured out how to fight us?" That like tripped me out because it was like, "Yo, where are you from that you don't know what this stuff is?"
Which makes sense because like I think like, oh, there must be like a village of like sentient Titans like on the other side of the island that we hadn't seen yet. That was my whole theory. Like I was like, okay, there's like a village of sentient Titans, and he's like, okay. So that's why like our smaller Titans die. Y'all been killing them using this. I had so many theories for what that meant. Did not think that it was like, okay, these are shifters from another country.
Yeah.
Which goes back to like the reveal of like but like I was saying, like seeing that and then turn around like just out of nowhere Rainer and then revealing like, oh yeah, we're Titans too. And this Titans, yeah, like what? Like so, there was no there were hints at it, but they were so freaking subtle that you would never catch it unless you knew that they were like Titans from another place.
So there was actually, and it's really weird as you say that, I figured out that Reiner was the armored Titan. And the thing is like this wasn't all that subtle, but it was kind of a moment where you kind of just started looking at Reiner going, yo, what? They got stuck in that castle.
Yep.
And there was the Titan. They were at like the top of some stairs, and there were Titans coming through the door at the bottom. And Reiner came like charging in with something because they were busting through the door, and a Titan like bit into his arm, and dude was good, like, and was like holding the Titan off, and like Isayama, like in one of those action scenes of him moving, he looks like the armored Titan.
And that's another thing too. He always like a Titan. So Dylan, you want to recap of the topics? We basically broke down the last chapter. Now me and E are talking about our favorite moments in Attack on Titan before we close out this topic. Like now there's also another important thing in that same episode is that when they're at the top and it looks like they're surrounded and it looks like they're going to be eaten. Yeah, Berthold looks like he's like, man, fuck this. I'm about to transform. And he gets all fidgety and nervous. And Rainer's like, calm down, Berthold. You don't do nothing you're gonna regret. That's how. And like Berthold, like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, wait, what they talking about? Like, that's what I didn't catch that the first time. But like going back and reading, I'm like, oh, Berthold was about to freak out, transform so he could get away, so he wouldn't get eaten. And Rainer's like, nah, player, you can't blow our cover. Like, let's wait and see what happens. I think it might have been when Ymir was like fighting for her life and then dying. Yeah. Everybody else was about to jump in and try and help her. And Berthold and I was like, oh my goodness, these snakes in the grass. But I know I'm taking up a lot of time. You're good. But like one of the funniest things on my rewatch was when Eren like they Aaron first meets, like, well, not first meets, like he has a conversation with Rainer and Berto when they're like
Yeah.
in like like when they're in training and scouts, and
Yeah.
he was like Rainer and Berto, where y'all from? He said, oh, from like somewhere out, a district way over here. He said,
Yeah.
what about you? Where you from, Aaron? And they sit there and listen to Aaron talk about, yeah, my mom got eaten by a Titan the day the Colossal Titan and the Armor Titan attacked. And they seem like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
niggas make me sick.
Going back and watching that first season, knowing what you know after that moment is trippy, because every time something pivotal happens to the plot, Reiner, Berthold, and Annie are together.
Yep.
And they're always looking at each other and not saying anything. Or the camera always makes sure to cut them in and their reaction to what's going on. And it's not something that you would have caught before because you just thought that they were supporting cast that mattered. So, it's just showing some supporting cast reacting. But they blend them in with the shots of like Connie and John and everybody else that happens to be around. And that scene when they find Marco just takes on a totally different meaning after you know what happened.
Disgusting, man.
Disgusting.
I can't stand
Disgusting.
What I was about to say. Oh, my favorite, like I already mentioned it earlier, like my favorite moment is like realizing that Aaron, the Attacker Titan, has like the ability to like go past, present, and future.
Yeah.
And the fact that he tricked Zeke into believing, tricked him into taking him to the place where he could talk to his dad and then tell his dad, like, hey, you got to keep moving.
You got to do this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's so fucking cold.
Yeah, that was cold.
And
that whole chapter.
And I'm gonna tell you what, it's been made, like many people know. Yeah, Grant is down very bad. It has been widely said by me that I do not like Itachi, and
not widely said by you.
Because Shippuden ruined him for me, because it made me realize that he went from a homicidal maniac to a coon. Like he went from somebody who just like, yeah, I just did this just to test my abilities. I'm like, okay, that's raw. To somebody who's like, I was ordered by the government to exterminate my people because they were tired of how they were being treated. And like when I realized what Zeke's plan was, I'm like, this is Itachi all over again. He went from a very cool, powerful character to a, yo, you mean you this big bad Titan? That
you docile too?
Yeah, like you domesticated too. Like you ain't supposed this ain't supposed to be your attitude towards Eldians. Like I can't believe this, and I think it's just so funny that the only thing Aaron had to do to trick him was say, "What's up, big bro? Did you just call me bro?" Yeah, and Zeke was like, "Okay, bro, we got this. We're gonna work together." Didn't
Zeke is literally a domesticated monkey, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That he is a domesticated monkey, and
I know what he was doing.
As much as I love Itachi, I have to accept the fact that he is a coon. He's so cool. He's such a cool character, but him ultimately deciding to kill his whole family just because the government told him to is nuts.
And like, a lot of people sound like, oh, Itachi this, Itachi that. If he's so big and bad, he should have told the third Hokage no. But he didn't. He said, all right, cool. Zeke did have a rough childhood, but at the same time, like his plan was to euthanize all of his people, not the other people. Let's euthanize all of my people. Well, I guess you couldn't euthanize.
He couldn't euthanize the other people, but euthanizing your own people so you die out is a weak plan.
No, that's very, very, very big.
I was not a fan of euthanasia plan when we thought, it was Aaron's plan too. When he was lying to Zeke, I wasn't a fan of it, but I kept reading because I wanted to see how that panned out.
I knew that wasn't Aaron's plan.
Yeah.
Like it just the conversations he's had, the things he was saying, like the conversation he had with Rainer in the basement didn't scream at somebody who wanted his people to die out. It seemed like somebody who wanted his people to have revenge.
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel that at all. All right, so technically now was supposed to be the moment where we play a mini game where we have E versus Grant but I don't even know if we are going to be able to. Let me get a status update. Status update, Grant.
I mean,
so we can talk about a little Naruto right now. Let's see.
I was gonna say either
yep.
that or we could sneak a little Kaizen in, but I don't know if you want to wait because Kaizen on One Piece.
I haven't even read this week's Jujutsu Kaisen episode, so I won't be able to
Oh man, it's a bunch of like backstory and whatnot. I'm not gonna spoil you then if we can't,
Yeah, we'll save that.
We'll save it.
Let's see. Dylan says the third Hokage is the worst godfather in history. Facts.
I mean, no, Jiraiya was the godfather.
If you, he told that Jiraiya was the godfather, but he also explicitly told the third Hokage, "Please watch out to my son." And there was like, okay. And
Third's idea of watching out for Naruto was giving him expired milk and instant noodles in his house and telling everybody to shun him. But either way, I don't know, man. I definitely think that Itachi as a character, I think he's too cool to be held down by being a coon.
That's how I felt about Zeke. Like, it's like, why? Like, I get why they did use him as that, but it's like I just wish they didn't. Like,
Zeke became
MAGA Tobirama was right at the end, and
at the end,
this is just like I said, like by genocide. Like, yeah, genocide is wrong. I get what Aaron's trying to accomplish, though, and just like here, Tobirama's being clearly racist, but I get he was coming from because the Uchiha clan were a bunch of homicidal maniacs that you could not trust. Like, they just were, and I mean, some of them was a product of them being mistreated, yeah. But then you look at somebody like, well, Sasuke was just easily manipulated. You point him in one direction. You point him in one direction. Say, "Hey, that's who you need to kill." He'll just go do it. And then, like at the end, after they kill Kaguya, and he's like, "All right, Naruto, I love you. You're like a bro to me. That's why I got to kill you. Take all the tail beasts and become the ultimate evil, so that everybody will band together and be. He was the one. He tried to do the Aaron plan. I'm gonna make everybody hate me, so they all band together." And Naruto's like, "Yo, bro, what?
That was Pain plan the whole time.
Like,
that was Pain."
Naruto's like, "Sasuke, like that's what you saying after we just beat Kaguya? Like that's what you want to do right now? Like, and like that just shows you how batshit crazy the Uchiha are."
Bro,
like,
they're nuts. I mean, honestly, they said that they're cursed because their emotions run so high, and their emotions are directly tied to how much power they have, which is why they have to kill their best friend to evolve their Aijutsu.
Like, you look at like Madara, even like his plan. Like, he was mad at how the Uchiha were treated, and then he lets Obito kill all the Uchiha. So it's like, did you forget what you originally were upset about? Like, I'm not understanding. Like, there's not one Uchiha like I really love in that story. Like, there just isn't. They all make me sick. They all make terrible decisions. I don't like any of them. But yeah, Grant. There's definitely a storm in town, and it has knocked Grant's power out, so he is currently not with us. I'm so mad because I wanted to play this damn game. Goodness gracious.
We can save it for next time.
We can definitely do that. So I guess we could talk about One Piece since we here. I know Grant's gonna hate it that we're not. So this newest chapter of One Piece, I'll pull it up for just a second. Chapter 10, not 10,000. I'm tripping.
What 1010 though?
1010. Chapter 1010, titled Conqueror's Haki. And here it picks up with Big Mom falling from the island and need to be saved by Zeus. And this is some cool ass action with Zoro and Law and Kid and Killer trying to keep Prometheus and Zeus back. Kaido helps Prometheus get away. He saves Big Mom. Kid and Killer saying, "Okay, we'll go take Big Mom on. You guys handle it here."
Them fellas are not equipped for that.
No, don't.
Not equipped for that.
Pray for Kid and Killer.
Pray for Kid and Killer. They are not equipped.
Ain't nothing wrong with them, but they gonna be dead soon.
They down there in purgatory, boy. They need Law need to get down there. He need to teleport down there as soon as possible.
They got to see the army, and so this is pause for a second before we keep going. This is how I know they're gonna get fucked up because and shout out to Daniel, the homie Daniel. He pointed this out, and I think he's right. Prometheus says, "Big Mom, I want to ask a favor of you," and you know, Kid and Killer they pull up to the fight. They're like, all right, hold on. What's going on with the clouds? I think, shout out to Daniel. I think that she is about to make another Zeus. Like, I think she's about to create a brand new Zeus. And so it's going to be, she's going to have a Prometheus and Zeus. So the fact that
it's going to be like Athena. Watch.
Yeah. She's about to create a brand new weapon to use against them. And I just don't see how those two by themselves can even stand a chance. Like, they won't. They won't.
Kid is literally a walking lightning rod.
Them boys done. Like
they cooked. Like, Law is going to be.
We have to remember where we found them when we got to Wano.
Yeah.
Kid was battered and bullied and in a cage, and
Killer was brainwashed
and was a trained monkey.
He was Kaido's. He was Kaido's assassin, just sent out there to be a serial killer.
So we was talking about One Piece. We're gonna start. What's up, Zay? Well, I won't be buying Xfinity today. That's the moral of every. That's the moral of every problematic podcast stream. Do not buy Xfinity. It's like the reverse of an ad advertisement. We don't endorse them. We slander them every time we get a chance. So, Zay, I'm glad you're here. It's time for a game that we're going to play now that Grant is back, and then we'll come back to One Piece. So I'm sorry to blue ball y'all like that. But we're going to be back. We're going to come back to One Piece. So
wait, what did you say?
You heard me. So back to so this is the game we're going to play. Is who's that anime character? It's going to be E versus Grant, and they're going to go up against each other and try to. We're going to see who's out of best of 4 out of 7 who can guess the most anime characters correctly. The winner gets street cred. That's about it. That's all I got for y'all today. Clout.
It's my hood.
Channel points. Whatever your prerogative is. So let's get started. So who's that anime character? And since E is the guess, I'll let him go first. And if both of y'all miss it, I'll then give a tip or a hint. And then after that, we'll start over. So E, do you know who this anime character is?
Yeah, Jason finna hate me because I forget his name all the time, yo. He from part 4 of JoJo. And he got the little green stand.
I need the name.
Oh my god. Is his name Koichi?
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Grant didn't even get a chance off the
Bro,
rip.
I was feeling it again too, but the thing is though, I could not get that. I was like, what is this man name?
Yo, Jace, that's Jason Dog in part 4. If Jason ever saw me stumble on this man's name, he might disown me.
Shout out to Koichi. So let's do the next one. So who's that anime character?
Ooh.
Grant, we'll let Grant go first this time.
This is in my neck of the woods right here.
That looks like an easy one, man. Is it Kuwabara?
Damn.
Our niggas on fire. Let's go.
I ain't want you to know Kuwabara, dog.
That's the dual wielding.
I didn't know he could dual wield.
Don't get shit done.
Did you
Kuwabara.
Come on, man? Hold on. We not slandering Kuwabara today, man.
I ain't slandering him, man. I thought
Come on, man. We can't slander Kuwabara today.
In the Dark Tournament, I thought all he did was he just had the one sword. I didn't know he had 2.
That was after the Dark Tournament. He got his dimensional sword and all that, and after the whole thing was Sensui.
All right. The score right now is 1E, 1 Grant. Let's get back to it. E is up to you. Who's
Oh,
the
man.
anime character?
Oh yeah, that's my dog Alphonse. Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah. That's my dog right there. I'm not messing up on him.
Y'all
Bro,
bet.
I already know I'm finna get a super hard one there. Sound like a sports guy.
You boys bets out here.
Come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna know my dog Alphonse off rip. I was
Hey, I
thinking
don't
about
know what
getting
you're
him
talking
tagged.
about. I don't want to know what you're talking about. So moving on to the next one.
Oh
Grant,
shit.
who's that anime character?
Is that, bruh? I have no idea. I'm gonna get this right now. Is that Crocodile?
It is.
Oh, I was gonna guess that. I couldn't see the hook.
I
That's
couldn't see
messed
the hook.
up, yo. That is
I couldn't see the hook. But you know, One Piece characters built funny, so I was like, man,
it was the
I'll give
feet
it that.
and the head. I was
It
looking
was
at
the
the
feet
head
they
and the
gave
feet.
away.
I was like, yo, that's a One Piece character, man.
Oh man, great
Yeah,
job.
bro.
So the score is 2-2. Woo, you guys
Come
on the
on,
run.
man.
You guys on the run. So this is good. It's a good back and forth. So E, you're up.
Come on, yeah.
So now I gotta ask, who's that anime character?
Oh, that's Killua. Yeah? The
Yeah.
electricity. Yeah.
Killua.
Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, however you want to say it. That shit is never finishing. Okay.
No. It's dead.
No, absolutely not.
They're gonna be on that dark continent for the rest of the doggone series.
They
It's
have not
never
gotten
finishing.
there.
Yeah, they still haven't gotten to the dark continent. We haven't seen Gone in 20 chapters. You've waited 6 years of your life for 2 chapters a year. Just give it up.
Zay, I had to put some easy ones in there because I thought I thought the crocodile one was gonna really trip him up because it didn't look like him. It
Oh,
But
you threw that
No.
curveball on purpose. That's
Just-
crazy.
yeah, I
You
did.
can tell by that. You can tell by them big ass feet.
Yeah. One Piece characters, you gotta look at the feet, man.
That just shows that Grant is a real One Piece stan. You'd love to see it.
Love to see it.
Moving on to the next one. I'll be surprised if y'all get this right on the first go. Who
Oh,
go
this is Grant's turn, I think.
Grant, who's that anime character?
Bro, what the hell?
Bruh, I want to be completely honest. I don't know who this is.
Is that your answer? Is that your first answer?
No, that's not my answer, but I'm going to try to guess.
Oh
Okay.
no, this nigga headed to the negative zone.
I think he actually froze. That's the funny thing about it.
He really went to the negative zone.
Oh no, he,
Chill out.
okay.
Bruh,
Okay.
I can't. I have a feeling it's from Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. I don't know why.
Yeah, you gotta give me something so we can move to E.
I'm going to guess it's somebody from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Incorrect.
E, you up, man.
E, you up? What's up?
I don't know, man, but he looked kind of short in stature, like one of them little dudes off Digimon. But
Yeah.
I do not think that that's Ash, even though the 2 little things of hair on the side make me feel like it might be. But I don't know who that is.
All right. So the first hint: this character he is the protagonist in his anime, and in the anime they use toys to fight.
That's Beyblade. But I don't know.
And it was Grant's turn to go. So Grant, who's this character?
Bro, I don't even know no damn Blade. I'm gonna keep it real. No, like all I hear about is the toys. Like I don't even know I don't keep it with no MC.
Yeah,
no plot.
bro. I was letting that joint rip. I wasn't watching the show for real.
Oh man, so neither one of y'all know any Beyblade character names?
Bro, I don't.
I don't know nobody. from
I knew this
Beyblade.
was gonna be the hard one. Mr. T in the chat, you got it right. It is none other than Tyson, the main protagonist of Beyblade. Come on, guys.
I don't know who that man is. I'm sorry to that man.
Oh man, hold on. Okay, y'all dropped the ball. Shout out to Mr. T. You know your shit. You know.
Shout out Mr. T.
So this
I pity the
is
fool that don't watch Beyblade.
the tiebreaker. The score is 2-2. Y'all both dropped the ball on that last one. Actually, I think this is a tiebreaker. Let me see.
I'm up.
Oh, you up?
Get his.
Yeah, he
It's
didn't get
2-1.
his. So
It's
yeah, so
2-1.
and whose turn is it to go?
It's mine.
It is.
Yeah, lob me that easy one.
So you can close it out right here, E.
Lob me that easy one.
Who's that character?
Oh shit, yeah, that's great Saiyan man.
The one
And only. The one and only great Saiyan man. Shout out to Isaiah, Blackest Boy on Twitter. His name is actually Blackest Boy. But yeah, that's the great Saiyan man, yo.
So E is the first time and only champion of the Who's That Anime Character competition. Let's give it up for E, everybody. Shout out to E.
Come see me if you want it. You know what I'm saying? Don't watch Beyblade.
GG's in chat. I'm so sick. Y'all own Beyblades?
Keep it a stat with you. I actually never got one for Christmas. That shit, I think that might have been why I never watched the show. I never got a Beyblade for Christmas.
I wanted
that
one. Shit, man.
I play with other people's, but I ain't have one.
I had my own Beyblades, and I would go to my cousin's house because he had the actual stadium. And so we just be in his room. And he just think about how easily entertained kids are. We'd be in his room just over
let it rip.
Just letting it rip for like hours. And just watch the tops hit each other. And it's like, yo, like it's insane, man.
Let somebody's go actually out the stadium. Woo!
And the funny thing is, like, the video games is literally you fighting as tops, like tapeless tops. And those games were fun. Those games were fun, man.
Yeah. Beyblade was actually something that I feel like these new kids, I feel like an old nigga when I say this, these new kids don't know nothing about. They don't know nothing about Beyblades and Bionicles.
No.
Back to One Piece.
We're back to One Piece. So we talked about how we think that Big Mom was going to make a brand new Prometheus, or she's going to make some kind of brand new weapon in order to take down Kid and Killer. We don't think Kid and Killer have a puncher's chance at defending themselves.
Get them boys some help.
So now we got Luffy versus Trafalgar Law, and then you got Zoro. Law put in some work this chapter.
Listen, Be Still My Beating Heart. Two of my favorite characters in the show, Law and Zoro, was teaming up on Kaido. Listen, niggas told me, wait a minute, man. We gotta keep going so we can get to the Zoro feats. Be Still My Beating Heart, nigga. I woke up and Zoro was trending. That's when I knew today was going to be a good day. Zoro started trending because he's the best straw hat outside of Luffy. I don't want to hear nothing else about that blonde-haired loser who is still floors below. He not even floating up on the island in the air. He is floors below doing the same comedic bit he did 900 chapters ago. 2 years have passed and Sanji ain't learned nothing. He still can't turn women down. At least Master Roshi can turn it off every now and then. Sanji cannot turn it off for the life of him. And he is doing a comedic bit while his captain is on the top floor fighting for his life against 2 Yonko. I don't want to hear shit else about niggas caping for that blonde-haired loser. Nigga was a prince and left all that to be a cook in somebody's kitchen, and he still ass. Okay? Nigga learned how to fly, and he still can't get to the top of the doggone building to help the team out. Because he doing a comedic bit. Oda don't respect that man. I don't respect that man either. I don't respect Sanji, and fuck you if you like Sanji like that too. Okay? Niggas tried to tell me Sanji was more important to the Straw Hats than Zoro, and I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want to hear it. My bad. I'm done now.
Oh, man. Now, I'm going to tell you what. That is by far the funniest roast I've ever heard.
Bro, I'm sick of it.
Like I hear people roast him all the time, but actually hearing somebody light his ass up, that was great. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't usually feed into it, but it's a shame that like he's supposed to be a part of the monster trio, and you got Zoro up here dancing with Kaido. Kaido he's bigging Zoro up, saying, "Hold on, player, you got Conqueror's Haki.
Mm-hmm.
You got Conqueror's Haki." Like,
Hold on. We skipping. Hold on. I need you to go back before he get to the cut, because you know what? So Law intercepts the shot, right?
Yeah.
Wonderful. And then Kaido sends that nigga flying in the panel below, right?
Yes.
We scroll on and we see Prometheus saving Big Mom. We see anime titties, and then we see Killer and Kid talk about they finna go and fight Big Mom. Rip to them boys. They not built for that.
They're
not built. They talking about leave Big Mom to us. Yeah, okay, Big Mom finna leave y'all in a puddle.
They ain't got the facilities for that, Big Mom.
They got too much dip on their chip. Niggas talking about they finna run with Big Mom. It's not happening. So Kaido has Luffy at his feet, and my dog Zoro is right there saying, telling Law, yo, look, if this doesn't work and I end up dead, it's all on you. Time and time and again, that Cook is elsewhere while Zoro is putting his life on the line. Niggas keep saying, well, y'all need to let that one Zoro panel go where he took all the pain from Kuma. Let it go. Okay, where's Sanji right now? Zoro getting another panel. He's another instance of Zoro putting his life on the line for this man, yo.
Oh,
Luffy once told Zoro to cut a train in half. And Zoro said, yeah, sure. And went and did it. Zoro is a shooter that don't shoot. He got swords.
Yeah,
He told Law, he said, yo, if I die doing this, get my captain out of here. Where's Sanji at? He's supposed to be telling Sanji that. Where's the rest of the monster trio at? Where's Sanji at?
No.
He's not there.
So, quick question: where do you think Sanji is going? Because later on it said, "I'm trying to figure out where I'm needed most." Where do you think? I think he should know where he's needed most. Like
he should know. He should know. He should know. He should be headed up top with his captain. He one of the best fighters on the crew. Actually, he not even one of the best fighters on the crew no more because Jinbei on the crew.
Oh man,
Yamato probably finna join the crew too.
He better be top 5. He ain't gonna be 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, he about to be 5th.
So Dylan says, I think Kid discovers the Conquerors, and that's gonna be the difference for the progression of the story. Like Kid's about to awaken his Conquerors Haki, because it turns out he does have it. Because Kaido did mention it, and that's gonna be his saving grace. Because if he don't, him and Killer are not gonna live to see the next chapter.
He wasn't even up there when Luffy yelled out the whole trick to Rio anyway about coating yourself in Conqueror's Haki. So
yeah,
he wasn't.
I mean, like technically, Luffy had to train to use it. It ain't like he just like, oh, this is how you do it. No, he been working on it.
He was in prison training on how to do that.
But it's more so like I think he didn't realize it was Conqueror's Haki that he had to use in order to do it.
He was just trying to coat himself in any type of haki.
Yeah.
Let me blow out these candles real quick.
Go ahead.
He was actually trying to use any type of haki he could to coat it.
Yeah, armor.
He was trying to use armament.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's Conquerors.
Yeah. And so speaking of Conquerors, that's why the title of this chapter is that, because we find out that you can use Conqueror's Haki to coat weapons. Where we thought a lot so pretty much all this time, that's what Zoro has been doing. He hasn't been using armament. Well, he probably has. But he's been using a mixture possibly of both, and he didn't even realize it. Because at this point, we thought Conqueror's Haki was simply just making people pass out. Which in hindsight, that just sounds whack. To think that that's the only thing it does is just make those weaker than you fall to their knees, which is cool. It's cool as hell. But for ability that's supposed to be like 1 in like a million, you would think that it would be some more oomph to it. And so we see here, and this
we see, bro, come on, hold on, man. You can't gloss over this. So that's definitely Conqueror's Haki over Zoro's sword right there.
Yes.
And that's how Luffy figures it out, because he sees Zoro do it right here. His number 2 is up there showing him how to use Ryo, even though it wasn't on purpose, as we find out later. And we see another Asura for the first time in hundreds of chapters. When was the last time we saw an Asura? It's been forever.
Dressrosa? Did you see it then?
Was he? No, he wasn't in Dressrosa.
No, he
Zoro
was.
in?
Yeah, he was because he remember he's Pika, the big gigantic statue.
Oh
monster.
yeah, he fought Pika.
I don't even think he did.
Did he use it?
I don't
Did he
think he
use
did.
it? No.
I don't think he did. I might be mistaken. So Dylan asks, so does the sword pull out Conqueror's Haki? It could be that sword specifically pulled out that form of Haki out of Zoro. So it might be that he didn't use it before, but at this moment he finally did, thanks to the sword from Odin.
I mean, yeah, it's Odin's sword, so it'll make sense that that's the type of ability that it had. And for anybody else that touched it and didn't have Conqueror's Haki, it probably sucks out your life, which is why people called it cursed.
So Dylan says Enies Lobby was the last time we saw Ashura.
Yeah, like it's been forever. Like we haven't seen Asura in part 2 at all.
You have Conqueror's Haki too. I was like, let's
Bro,
go.
I screenshotted all that as I was reading it, man. He put a cut lengthwise through him. It'll leave a scar. That should be enough for you, man. I as much as I enjoy Zoro getting the feed off on Kaido, I'm not one of those delusional Zoro stands that thought he was finna beat Kaido.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
So many people was like, "Oh, he's gonna chop Zoro's head off. I mean, he's gonna chop Kaido's head off."
I mean, there's still a possibility that he does that after Luffy beats him down.
Yeah,
it's possible.
I don't see Oda giving that to him. Like,
no,
I don't. He could, but I don't see Oda giving that to him.
I don't really see Kaido and Big Mom dying in this fight. I don't now if one of them did die in the fight somehow, like if like say some wild shit like Blackbeard showed up and like, you know, took somebody's power or something and killed them and then just dipped off. Like that would be some shit that would actually, I would feel like would be something that would kick us to the end game of One Piece. Like Oda's been saying that we are.
Mm-hmm.
But with the way that people are just showing up to Wano, I mean, maybe.
So
maybe
we fast forward. Law and Zoro at their wits' end. They're both like down and out. And then Kaido says, "What a pity! If you had joined me, we could have taken over the world together." And then,
oh wait, you gotta share the screen.
Oh.
Yeah, we want them to see it.
And then the kid, not kid,
not Captain Kid,
the kid,
the goat.
The goat gets up and says, "Join you?" Like any of us would team up with an idiot like you, the samurai. I'm gonna tell you what, Luffy. I think when did it start? I can't remember. It's just like I feel like this is like an attitude shift in Luffy because he be talking shit now.
Yeah,
like he used to be just like, I don't like you, I'm gonna beat you up. Now he be like calling people idiots. Like really goating people when he be fighting them. Like he be talking with a lot of moxie now, and I love it.
Oh, so that's the thing that I realized when I went back and started rewatching it again last year. Luffy has always been talking shit to people though. Like he's legit like told people like, yo, like, nah, you're not about this, or like I'm about to kick your ass from the very beginning. Like, and the thing is like, when we think about Luffy having this attitude problem, you know, I was talking to one of my mans, like, you know, I was living with this dude last year, and I kept telling you need to read One Piece, you need to watch One Piece, you need to read One Piece. And he was like, nah, you know, I can't. He started reading it, he started watching it lately. He was just like, yo, like, I just love the fact that Luffy just be beating niggas' asses and don't care. Like his hands are his weapon. Like Luffy just been on some shit like that since the very beginning. And so yeah, like you see Luffy here. He stands up and he tells Kaido, yeah, we not finna join you. We not on that type of time right now. And Kaido jumps up and is like, yeah, I'm about to hit you with another Thunder Bagua, which knocked him out back in the first chapter. Or not in the first chapter, the first time they linked up, but it knocked him out again, almost knocked him out again this time because he got hit with another one.
And now now here we are. And he finally gets it. And he finally like really strikes back at Kaido one-on-one. This is not even. He ain't even in Gear 4. He ain't in Gear 4, deflecting Kaido's moves and delivering haymakers. Really hurting Kaido, driving this nigga back, uppercut. No,
hit him with a black flash, and it isn't even connecting. It's not even actually touching him, yo.
Like, and Law is in disbelief. Zoro can't see anything. He's probably blacked out. I don't know which one it is. I think it's like the funny. I think it's like one of the funniest things about like the last chapter is that is like Zoro blocks that huge blast.
Yeah.
In the chapter, all of them like talking shit, and it just shows Zoro just coughing up blood. Like,
yeah.
he's barely here.
Yet again, Zoro out here in the trenches, taking blasts from two Yonko at the same time.
Same damn time.
Same time.
And to end the chapter, Luffy says, "Tell everyone I got this. Y'all can head back down." That's a real captain, man.
That's a real nigga right there, man.
He says, y'all, he says, I don't need y'all right now. Matter of fact, pack it up, guys. I'm gonna take us home. In the words of my boy on Twitter, he said he called ISO. He said clear it out.
Clear out.
I don't need a screen.
Clear out.
I got him.
Oh my God, yo.
ISO on Kaido. So Dylan says, name your Zoro and Tribe matchups right now. So we talking about it, Dylan. I think that Zoro's gonna go down. He's gonna take on King because it's swordsman. I didn't think it was gonna happen after what, I didn't think we was gonna get to see it after he went up to the top, but now it's clear that I don't know. Zoro don't even like he's in the position.
Zoro not moving no more, man. He's passed out. He's done for.
Like Luffy telling him go back downstairs. Zoro
he's telling Law to go back downstairs. Yeah. Zoro laying right there where he is. He not moving. Yeah, Sanji will go fight some of the others. Leave Sanji to take care of that.
Them two might not have another fight, to be real with you, because as of right now, I don't see them beating anybody. Like, it's clear now that Zoro would have had a puncher's chance to beat King. I wish we would have seen that. I hope we still can get it, but realistically, going by how Oda is, that we won't get to see. We won't get to see that. Like, I don't see him getting back up. He took a blast from two Yonkos. He deflected that shit. And then he got his ass blasted again to end by Kaido. Like, he just should not be able to stand up to anybody downstairs. He shouldn't. Law probably is gonna be playing, assist man. He's gonna probably run around giving people, helping out here and there. But he probably ain't gonna run no ones either.
Law got more assists in all of One Piece. He's an assist king.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He puts everybody in the position they need to score. Literally puts the team on his back. You saw him protect Luffy there.
Yeah, man.
Teleport everybody out of harm's way. He did it for Zoro, all in one chapter, and he hit Kaido in one chapter.
Such an incredible devil fruit, man. Like, Oda was in his bag where he created his entire character, from the backstory to the character design to the devil fruit. Everything about Law is just perfect, and it's so great that Oda thought to himself, I'm gonna keep it. I did such a great job making this character. I'm gonna keep him around the Straw Hats because I just want everybody to see. He's just too cool to keep away from the Straw Hats. So, oh man, I love him.
He got a fit off in Wano. Like, he got the Ronin straw hat with the sword, and the sword is tough. Yeah, the sword is tough, and the cloak. Come on, man. Like, I like. Law himself, as you said, his design is nuts. The tattoos on his hands and his ability to actually create a space that he just controls, because he controls space specifically. It's cool as hell.
And the fact he could just server things, like, not necessarily, he don't actually like cut things in half. Like, he's just disconnects things, and it can be reattached in places. It's kind of like, it's basically Buggy's devil fruit except with swords.
I mean, he cut out somebody's heart.
Yeah. He did the Kevin Hart. He like, give me this. God. Give me this. Then take it back. Like, oh man.
Yeah, no, Law Oh shoot, Law is definitely cool as hell. And you know, I'm very happy to see Chopper getting some shine in this arc. You know, creating the antidote and saving everybody. Very Chopper things to do. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody eating.
Everybody but who?
The person feeds everybody.
The person that feeds everybody. He's gonna be the last one to eat.
That brother's starving.
I don't think Oda is gonna keep making fun of him for too much longer. He'll probably pull off something cool. You know.
It's the fact he got the whole, you know, the black fit. Like he got to do something with it. Like you cannot get that massive upgrade from the last art and then go into this art and then just don't use it in the most monumental battle that the Straw has ever been in. Dylan said we get Robin versus we finally get Robin 1v1 finally. Yes, we do.
Yes.
I'm actually hoping that we go back to the fights downstairs because I really want to see who's who versus Jinbei. I want to see Jinbei's first fight as a Straw Hat. I always love Frankie fights, so I want them to go back to Frankie, and I want to see all the. This is one of the few times I want to see all the other Straw Hat fights before we finish up the main fight. I hope we go back to those. So I guess Grant has completely left us. I had so much fun talking about this with you, E. I didn't even realize he wasn't back. So we'll speed through. We'll speed through the My Hero Academia chapter.
Yeah, you can actually just show me that, and we can talk about it because I actually haven't even seen it yet myself.
So, did you see the last chapter?
It's supposed to be a rematch between him and Muscular, right?
Yes. So he saves this hero that we've seen before, but I can't really remember him. I don't really remember that well. And so now we get Midoriya, and Muscular remembers him. He's like, how could I forget you? You're that kid, right? You're the kid that fucked me up.
Very facts. You put me in jail.
And I think basically Midoriya's rocking the tattered hero fit. It looks a little bit cooler than it used to. And his eyes are all blackened out, like how All Might eyes always are. I thought that was interesting and also pretty cool. It's showing that
that's definitely an interesting look, considering what he looked like before. But I just don't believe him in edgy gear. I need what else do we see here?
I see a tattered rabbit fit. And so Muscular is provoking him and saying, "I missed you so much. I'm getting bored right now with all these small fries." And Midoriya just sitting there stoically. He's just like, he ain't saying nothing. This is such a departure from the beginning of the story. Where Midoriya's like worrying and talking the entire time. He's just sitting there watching it. Like Muscular just running his mouth. And he said, so basically Muscular saying, "Look, I'm not here to go on a monologue. I just want to do whatever with my quirk. I've been content to go on a regular Red Pandas always. But after that stunt you pulled earlier, how could I ever go back?" So Midoriya did this to his face, right?
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
I think so. I think he lost the eye, but I don't remember how he lost that eye in that fight.
That's actually insane to think about. My Hero Academia has turned to be a lot more gruesome than I thought it was going to be when I first started watching.
That villain art was definitely what kept me hooked on this, like keeping up with it.
Yeah.
Because the actual school part of My Hero is the weakest part.
Yeah. I get it. I enjoy that aspect. It's funny, cool to me. But the greater moments are always the things outside of the school. So I get it. And I would say one of the reminders that oh wait, niggas die is when Shigaraki teams up with Overhaul and he's talking crazy to Overhaul, and Overhaul just walks up and just grabs, I can't remember who it was, and just blows them up. Yeah. I was like, oh.
But then at the same time, you don't even remember who it was that he killed, because Hori be tricking people by just making straw man. He be making up these characters for him to kill off screen for us to care about. That one panel of all the people that died, the only person I knew was Miss Midnight, the hot one. And then everybody else was just brand spanking new out of nowhere.
No, it's still funny though, because it just reminded me oh, these people die in this manga. At that point, villains getting punched and knocked out, and then they just be in the hospital. Obliterated that person. I don't remember who it was, but he just sit there into smoke, and I was like, "Oh wow, people actually die in this manga." I didn't realize. But yeah, Muscular's tearing up the city. Midoriya is evading him, escaping, saving this kid hero. He tells the girl, please take care of him. Here is Midoriya running through smoke that apparently he's creating. Apparently, I think he can create smoke now. I think that's one of his quirks. So he's saying, did I overdo it? And now he's having a conversation with one of the former users. Like he can freely talk to the former users of One For All. One For All. And so he's he's saying like you did a good job. Don't worry about it. You used too much of your smoke screen. I guess it's his quirk. I thought.
You see, he was supposed to get more quirks over time. He's supposed to unlock more.
It feels like he's gotten all of them unlocked now. That's what it's looking like. The way he's able to freely talk to everybody and use them. So basically, yeah, this is Midoriya now. He got a jetpack on his back. Is that what that is? I didn't even know this earlier.
I guess.
There's a jetpack on it. No, wait. I get what he's saying. They're saying use your quirks as if they're tools.
Yeah.
So that's his flight. I would say, okay, he got a flight quirk. So why would he need that? So yeah, so it looks like flight, danger sense, black whip, smoke, and we still don't know what the other quirks are that he got.
Right.
Float. So he's escaping, getting away from Muscular. Muscular's trying to track him down. He grabs Muscular, whips him around, throws him into a latrine, follows him there, and Muscular's like, I hope you won't resort to these pesky tricks. And he's gonna do the whole little All Might thing. He's saying, forget you. We're all for one at. What's Shigaraki at? Muscular says, I don't care about them. I don't know. Midori goes, do you have these urges to go on rampage? Why? Like he's trying to understand, like why?
Yeah.
Why do you do these things? And
why are you so violent?
Naturally, Muscular says, because I'm just an evil nigga. And then Midori is really trying to understand, like why? Like why? Is there no other path you take? And he said, none at all. I'm just a very fucked up individual.
Basically.
And no form of therapy can fix that.
I thrive on violence.
Yeah.
I thrive on negativity.
Yeah. And so, Midori earlier was saying that he hopes that he can understand like Shigaraki. And he said, I feel like if I understood villains more, I would, maybe I could help them and save them. But this is I think this is, like he said, he also murdered, like Shigaraki also hurt and murdered countless numbers of other people. And then Midori saying, look, a rematch is pointless. So, like, I think in the previous chapters, like, he was talking to all the other people and it's like, can you kill Shigaraki? He's like, man, I feel like if I better understand him, like, I feel like it's more of All Might-ish. If I try to save them before killing, like he said, I might have to, but I would rather try to see if I can save them first. And I think that this chapter is perfect because it's showing as a reminder that you cannot save all these people. Some people they're irredeemable. There's some people you can't understand. Like, yes, Shigaraki has a dark backstory that fuels what he is today, but not everybody is like that. And I think that's why they bring Muscular back, not just to show how strong Midori has gotten, but to also show us that way of thinking that Midori is trying to adopt does not fit every villain he's going to fight. He ain't going to talk no jutsu everybody. He's going to beat some people's ass. And so what does he do in the end of the chapter? Muscular is hurt from that hero from the previous chapter, hurting his muscles. But Midoriya noticed it because he's so smart. That's what I love about this character.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's supposed to be.
He's supposed to be. He hasn't thought on a tactical level in a while. He's been He's been running around here like he popped for a little while.
I mean, at the beginning, he had that whole notebook of everybody's weaknesses and strengths. I guess that just went out the window.
But he said, I don't need that anymore, man. I could just punch shit. And so to end it all, he just one-shots Muscular, essentially. And like Muscular's like, I wanted a one-on-one. I wanted a power per, like, a punch per punch. And Midori's probably like, this is my power. Like, not having to go all 100%, 1,000% to beat somebody. I'm gonna use my head and figure out the best way to beat you and subdue you. I'm like, okay, so Midoriya, I respect it, and that's My Hero Academia chapter. It was a cool chapter. Cool.
I mean, I feel like him having that super edgy, tattered outfit is like, and then also saying stuff like, well, maybe I should understand the people whose asses I'm beating more, is kind of, you know, it wasn't he supposed to be doing a departure from the schools type of thinking?
Well, it was more so like he said, I feel like I'm trying to establish my own way of being a hero. And he's still trying to learn exactly what that is. And that's why he left the school. Was one, he said a hero shouldn't be putting other people at risk. So that's the main reason why he left, because he didn't want to be around the school and have them all at risk. And then his other thing is like, I need to figure out my own path as a hero, because clearly I don't have that figured out. And so he's trying to use this, maybe I can save everybody if I understand them. But then he's realizing, yeah, that's not going to work all the time. Some people are just irredeemable. He's sitting there asking like, so why? And he's like, because I want to kill people.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't come to some cathartic understanding with Shiggy at the end. Either way, Shiggy, man, that war arc, them kids are just not equipped for him, man. Like, had he not run into who he did, like, had he run into the frog girl and the floating girl and
I'm dead. I'm dead. You remember the name?
I can't remember it right now. But the fact that he didn't run into like anybody else other than Midoriya and Todoroki, like, had he run into what's the little dude name with the balls on his head?
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? If Shiggy ran into them, like they're roasted on impact. You know what I'm saying? They're done for.
Yeah, they're dead.
Them kids are not equipped for him. So Midoriya leaving the school was actually probably a good idea in that case, because them kids are not equipped.
Because if Shigaraki show up like the next day and the first person he see is not Midoriya, they dead.
They dead.
Like they done.
They're done for. The whole school getting dropped. And Midoriya can't stop the school.
Everybody that Shigaraki sees before he gets to Midoriya is dead. Like nobody's gonna be able to withstand him.
Yeah.
So it was a cool chapter. I don't have a lot to say about it. It was good to see that, like, we see Midoriya has leveled up. We see that he has more quirks. We see that he can talk to his previous users, and we see that he's trying to find his own way as a hero. But we're also seeing that it's not gonna be that easy. Like it's not, hey, I'm gonna just talk to people and things are gonna be okay. He's like, okay, yeah, that shit don't work.
Yeah.
I had to at least try it, but yeah, that probably. So it's showing him right now that like talking to Shigaraki in the end might not be that easy, because he brings it up. He's like, that guy killed a lot of people too.
Yeah, how am I supposed to be able to talk to this dude?
Yeah, so like, and Shigaraki be like on that whole like, I just want everybody to die type stuff too. So it's like,
yeah, no, so he's not gonna be able to talk to Shiggy, man. He's thinking he can, but I mean, and at one point Shiggy was down to talk. Because he found him like out and about, and remember when he was out with the rest of the kids and they bumped into each other. But I think Shiggy's way past talking now.
But all right, so that's all I got. We had a lot of fun. We talked about Attack on Titan. We've talked about One Piece. Talked about Hero Academia. And E became the first ever winner of Who's That Anime Character by defeating Grant in a score of 4-2. Let's give it shout out to E. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you, Dylan. We appreciate you, Mr. T. We appreciate you, Sam. All y'all for tuning in and giving us that follow. We will be back tomorrow night with a stream. I can't remember the name of the game. They're gonna get drunk on stream. I think I'm supposed to be a part of that. I can't remember. They roped me into it. We'll see. So thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all stay easy, stay problematic.
Good night, everybody.